Katie Sullivan ran through the green gardens of New Haven Colony with her golden dog Max beside her. The 8-year-old girl laughed as Max chased the red ball she threw. Her blonde hair flew in the warm breeze. The sun shone bright on the peaceful world where humans had lived for 30 years. "Catch it, Max," Katie called out as the dog jumped high to grab the ball. Other children played nearby. Some rode bikes on the safe paths. Others picked flowers with their parents. New Haven was a happy place where families came to start new lives far from Earth. Katie's father, Commander Jake Sullivan, watched from his office window. He smiled seeing his daughter play without worry. Jake led the colony's small defense force. They mostly helped with emergencies and kept peace between the different groups of people who lived there. There had been no real danger for years. Dr. Lisa Sullivan, Katie's mother, worked in the medical center nearby. She helped people when they got sick or hurt. Lisa also studied the plants and animals on New Haven. She loved learning about the new world her family now called home. The colony had about 5,000 people. They grew food, built homes, and traded with alien visitors who came in peace. The humans had found rare metals in the mountains. These metals were valuable to many alien species. But the humans had legal papers that said the metals belonged to them. The Galactic Empire had signed these papers years ago. Max dropped the ball at Katie's feet. She picked it up and threw it again. The dog ran fast across the grass. Katie giggled and chased after him. She did not know that today would be different. She did not know that ships were coming. High above the planet, space twisted and bent. Large dark ships appeared from nowhere. They were black and covered with sharp edges. Red lights blinked along their sides. The ships belonged to the Galactic Empire. They came without warning. Admiral Zexter stood on the bridge of his flagship. The reptilian alien had green scales and yellow eyes. His sharp teeth showed when he spoke. He looked down at the human colony with disgust. To him, humans were just another weak species that needed to learn their place. "Send a message to the humans," Zexter ordered his crew. "Tell them to give up their mining rights. Tell them the Empire needs those metals now." The message reached Commander Jake Sullivan at his desk. He read it twice, not believing what he saw. The Empire wanted all the rare metals. They offered no payment. They gave no reason except that they were stronger. Jake called an emergency meeting with the colony leaders. Dr. Lisa Sullivan left her work to join them. Other important people came too. They all read the Empire's demand. "We cannot give up our rights," said Mayor Bob Johnson. "We have legal papers. We followed all the rules. Our children go to school here," said teacher Nancy White. "Our families have homes here. This is our world now." Jake agreed with them. The colony had done nothing wrong. The Empire had no right to take what belonged to the humans. He sent a message back to the alien ships. The humans would not give up their legal claims to the metals. Admiral Zexter received the human reply. His yellow eyes grew bright with anger. How dare these weak creatures refuse the Empire? He would show them what happened to those who said no. "Prepare the weapons," he told his crew. "We will teach these humans a lesson they will never forget." "Which target should we hit?" asked his second officer. Zexter looked at the scans of the colony. He saw buildings and people moving around. He pointed to a large structure with many humans inside. "There, that looks like a military building." One shot should be enough to make them understand. The alien did not know he was wrong. The building was not military. It was the colony's school and recreation center. It was where children learned and played. It was where Katie Sullivan had gone after playing with Max in the garden. Katie sat with her friends in the big room. They were learning about the stars and planets. Their teacher, Mrs. Carol Davis, showed them pictures of different worlds. The children asked questions and shared stories. They felt safe and happy. Does anyone know how many moons our planet has? Mrs. Davis asked. Katie raised her hand. 3, she said with a big smile. Mrs. Davis nodded. That's right, Katie. Very good. Outside, Max the dog waited for Katie to come back. He lay in the grass with the red ball beside him. His tail wagged when he saw birds flying overhead. He did not know about the danger above. High in space, Admiral Zexter gave the order. Fire. A beam of bright energy shot down from the alien ship. It moved faster than sound. The humans had no time to run or hide. The beam hit the school building directly. The explosion was huge and terrible. The building disappeared in a flash of light and fire. The ground shook for miles around. Windows broke in nearby homes. People screamed and ran for cover. Katie Sullivan died instantly. She felt no pain. One moment she was learning about moons. The next moment she was gone. 12 other children died with her. Mrs. Davis died too. The building became nothing but smoke and broken pieces. Commander Jake Sullivan felt the explosion from his office. He ran outside and saw the smoke rising. His heart stopped when he realized where the beam had hit. He ran toward the school as fast as he could. Dr. Lisa Sullivan was treating a patient when the ground shook. She heard the explosion and looked out the window. She saw the smoke and flames. She knew immediately that something terrible had happened. Max, the dog, heard the loud noise. He stood up and barked. He looked around for Katie, but could not see her. He ran toward the smoke and fire, looking for his best friend. Admiral Zexter watched the destruction on his screen. He felt satisfied. The humans would surely surrender now. He had shown them the power of the Empire. He prepared to receive their message of defeat. But Jake Sullivan did not send a message of surrender. He stood in the ruins of the school and cried. He held pieces of his daughter's favorite book. Around him, other parents searched for their children. Some found them hurt but alive. Others found nothing at all. The colony's cameras had recorded everything. The footage showed Katie's last moments of happiness. It showed the alien ship firing without warning. It showed the death of innocent children who had done nothing wrong. Within hours, the terrible news reached Earth. The quantum communication system carried the story across all human space. People everywhere saw the pictures of Katie Sullivan. And the other children. They saw the ruins of the school. They saw the grief of the parents. The Empire ships left New Haven orbit. Admiral Zexter believed his work was done. He thought the humans had learned their lesson. He was wrong. The Empire had just made the worst mistake in galactic history. They had killed a human child, and humanity would never forgive them for it. President Ryan Clark sat in the emergency meeting room deep under the White House. The most powerful people on Earth were there with him. General Patricia Hayes, head of Earth Defense Forces, stood at the big screen. Her face was hard and angry. "Show them the footage," President Clark said quietly. The lights dimmed. The screen showed the last security camera recording from New Haven Colony. Katie Sullivan appeared on the screen, laughing with her friends in the school. She looked so small and happy. Her blonde hair shone in the classroom light. Everyone in the room watched in silence. They saw Katie raise her hand to answer her teacher's question. They saw her smile when she got the answer right. Then came the flash of light. The screen went white. When it cleared, there was nothing left but smoke and fire. General Hayes turned off the video. Several people in the room had tears in their eyes. President Clark's hands shook with anger. "How many children?" he asked. 13 dead, General Hayes replied. Katie Sullivan and 12 others, ages 6 to 10. The Empire called it a warning shot. Secretary of Defense Paul Smith slammed his fist on the table. A warning shot? They murdered children. Dr. Alan Brooks, Earth's top expert on alien species, cleared his throat. Sir, I need to explain something about the Empire. They do not think like us. To them, we are insects. They killed our children the same way we might step on ants. It was not personal. It was not even meant to be cruel. They simply do not care about human life. That makes it worse, said President Clark. They killed Katie Sullivan and those other children without even thinking about it. General Hayes pulled up more information on the screen. The Empire has done this before. They have destroyed dozens of species. Entire planets have been wiped out. The Empire sees other races as things to be used or removed. What do we know about their military? Asked Clark. They have bigger ships than us, more advanced weapons. They have controlled the galaxy for thousands of years. But, sir, they have never faced humans in a real war. Captain Maria Santos entered the room. She commanded the UES Retribution, Earth's most advanced warship. Mr. President, my ship and crew are ready. Just give us the order. Clark looked around the room. What are our options? We could try to negotiate, suggested Dr. Brooks. Maybe we can make them understand that killing our children was wrong. No, said General Hayes firmly. The Empire does not negotiate with species they consider inferior. They only understand strength. Then we fight, said President Clark. But we need to be smart about it. We cannot win a direct war against the Empire. We need a different plan. General Hayes nodded. We have been working on something. It is called the Prometheus Protocol. We started it in secret after first contact with hostile alien races. We hoped we would never need to use it. What is it? Asked Clark. New ships, new weapons, new tactics. Everything designed to fight enemies who are stronger than us. We have been building these things in hidden bases throughout human space. Captain Santos stepped forward. Sir, the footage from New Haven has spread everywhere. Every human colony has seen it. People are volunteering to join the military. They want to fight for Katie Sullivan and the other children. How many volunteers? Asked Clark. Millions, sir. More every hour. They have seen what the Empire does to our children. They want revenge. President Clark stood up. He walked to the window and looked out at the city. Somewhere out there, parents were putting their own children to bed. Those children were safe. For now. But the Empire had shown they would kill human children without thinking twice. Dr. Brooks, Clark said, in your expert opinion, will the Empire leave us alone if we do nothing? The scientist shook his head. No, sir. They will come back. They want our metals. They will take them one way or another. Next time, they might kill everyone on New Haven. General Hayes, how long do we have? Intelligence suggests they will. Return within 6 months. They expect us to surrender then. When we do not, they will bring a larger fleet to destroy all human colonies. President Clark turned back to his advisors. Then we have 6 months to prepare. General, activate the Prometheus Protocol. Captain Santos, ready your ship. Dr. Brooks, I want you to study everything we know about Empire tactics. Yes, sir. They all replied. The meeting continued for hours. Plans were made. Orders were given. But everyone in the room kept thinking about Katie Sullivan. They had all seen her innocent smile. They had all seen her die for no reason got across human space. The same scene was happening. On Mars, Governor Lisa Parker called her military commanders. On the Moon, Admiral Jack Wilson prepared his ships. On every human world, people watched the footage and felt the same burning anger. Engineer Ben Carter worked in a secret facility on the dark side of the Moon. He and his team had been building new weapons for years. They had hoped these weapons would never be needed. Now they worked around the clock to finish them. "How are the new ships coming along?" Carter asked his assistant. "The first squadron will be ready in 4 weeks," replied Engineer Sue Kelly. "The AI systems are better than anything the Empire has seen. Our ships will be faster and smarter." "Good. Make sure the weapons are perfect. We get one chance at this." On Earth, military bases buzzed with activity. Young men and women lined up to join the fight. They had seen Katie Sullivan's face on every news channel. They had heard her father's grief. They wanted to make sure no other human child would die, like Katie did. Sergeant Tom Baker helped train the new recruits. He had been a soldier for 20 years. He had never seen people so angry and determined. "Why are you here?" he asked a young woman. "I saw the video, sir. I saw what they did to that little girl. I have a daughter her age. I want to make sure she stays safe." It was the same answer from everyone. They were not fighting for territory or resources. They were fighting for Katie Sullivan and all the human children who came after her. Captain Santos returned to her ship. The UE's Retribution was sleek and deadly. It used technology the Empire had never seen. The ship could hide from enemy sensors. It could strike fast and disappear before the enemy could respond. "Are the crew ready?" she asked her first officer. "They are angry, Captain. They want to fight." "Good. Make sure they stay focused. Anger is powerful, but we need to be smart too." Meanwhile, on New Haven Colony, Commander Jake Sullivan stood by his daughter's grave. The small white stone read, "Katie Sullivan, beloved daughter, age 8. Next." To it was a picture of Katie smiling with her dog Max. Max lay beside the grave. The dog had not left since the funeral. He seemed to understand that Katie was never coming back. People brought him food and water, but he rarely ate. "I promise you, Katie," Jake whispered. "They will pay for what they did. Every human in the galaxy will make sure of it." Dr. Lisa Sullivan worked in the temporary medical center. She treated people hurt in the attack. But she also worked on something else. She studied Empire biology. She wanted to find their weaknesses. "They are reptilian," she told her assistant. "Cold-blooded. They need heat to function well. That might be useful." The news of Katie's death reached the farthest human colonies. On mining stations and research bases, people stopped their work to watch the footage. They saw the innocent child playing with her dog. They saw her die in the alien attack. Captain Lucy Davis commanded a small patrol ship near the Empire border. She had been watching alien movements for months. Now she had new orders. "We are going to hit their supply ships," she told her crew. "We are going to make them pay for every human child they killed." The crew cheered. They had all seen Katie Sullivan's picture. They all wanted justice. Dr. Sophie Miller worked in a secret laboratory. She was creating something the Empire had never seen before. Tiny machines that could destroy alien ships from the inside. The nanobots were programmed to eat the metals the Empire used in their hulls. "How long until they are ready?" asked General Hayes during a video call. 3 months, replied Dr. Miller. "But, sir, once we use these, there is no going back. The Empire will see us as a major threat." "They already do," said Hayes. "They just do not know it yet." As the weeks passed, humanity prepared for war. New ships rolled out of secret shipyards. New weapons were tested and improved. Soldiers trained with equipment designed to fight aliens. But the most important weapon was not made of metal or energy. It was the memory of Katie Sullivan. Every human fighter carried her picture. Every ship had her name painted somewhere. She had become a symbol of everything humanity was fighting for. The Empire had made a terrible mistake. They had killed a human child thinking it would make humans afraid. Instead, it had awakened something in humanity that the Empire could not understand. They had turned a peaceful species into warriors. The hunt was about to begin. Admiral Kate Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Vengeance. The massive ship moved silently through space toward Empire territory. Behind her, 50 other human ships followed in perfect formation. They were the first wave of humanity's revenge. Stealth. Systems are working perfectly, reported Lieutenant Dan Cooper. The Empire cannot see us coming. Admiral Morrison nodded. She had been planning this moment for months. Every detail had been checked and double-checked. The Empire would not expect humans to strike first. They thought humans were too weak and scared to fight back. Remember, she told her crew, we are not just fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for Katie Sullivan and all the other children the Empire murdered. Make every shot count. As human ships used new technology the Empire had never seen. They could hide from alien sensors. They could move faster than Empire ships. Most importantly, they could strike without warning and disappear before the enemy could respond. Lieutenant Commander Steve Parker led a special team of soldiers. They wore black armor and carried advanced weapons. Their mission was to get inside Empire bases and steal information. They needed to know everything about the Empire's plans. Target confirmed, Steve whispered into his radio. He was hiding on an asteroid near an Empire communication station. Looks like a standard outpost. 20 guards. Should be easy. Steve's team moved like shadows. They had trained for months to fight in zero gravity. They knew how to move silently. In spacesuits. The Empire guards never saw them coming. The attack was swift and silent. Steve's team took control of the station in 10 minutes. They downloaded all the Empire's secret messages and data files. What they found made their blood run cold. Admiral Morrison, Steve reported over the secure channel. You need to see this. Back. On the Vengeance, Admiral Morrison read the stolen Empire files. The messages were written in the Empire's language, but human computers had learned to translate them. The words made her sick. The vermin species must be exterminated, read one message. Their continued existence is an insult to the Empires. Glory, another message was worse. After we take their metals, we will use their children as slaves. The young ones learn quickly and do not resist much. Admiral Morrison's hands shook as she read more. The Empire had detailed plans to destroy every human colony. They would kill all the adults and take the children to work in Empire mines and factories. Katie Sullivan had been just the beginning. Send this to Earth Command, she ordered. Every human needs to see what the Empire really thinks of us. The stolen files spread through human space within hours. Parents on every world saw the Empire's plans for their children. The anger that had started with Katie Sullivan's death became a fire that burned in every human heart. Captain Lucy Davis commanded a squadron of fast attack ships. They hunted Empire supply vessels in the dark between stars. The Empire had many colonies that needed food and materials. Human ships began attacking these supply lines. Enemy transport spotted, reported her sensor officer. Big ship, probably carrying supplies to Empire colonies. Attack pattern Alpha, ordered Captain Davis. Hit them hard and fast. The human ships struck like lightning. They fired their weapons and disappeared before the Empire ship could fight back. The alien transport exploded in a ball of fire. Its cargo of weapons and food was destroyed. This scene repeated across Empire space. Human ships appeared from nowhere, destroyed their targets, and vanished. The Empire had never faced an enemy that fought this way. They were used to big battles between fleets. They did not know how to fight ghosts. Admiral Zexther, the alien who had ordered the attack on New Haven, sat in his command center. Reports of human attacks came in every day. His yellow eyes burned with anger. How can these insects be causing so much trouble? He demanded "They are not fighting like normal species," replied his intelligence officer. "They avoid our strong points and attack our weak ones. They seem to know our patrol schedules and supply routes. Then change the schedules, move the patrols. We have tried, sir. They adapt faster than we can change. It is like they can predict our moves." Zexther did not understand that humans had spent months studying Empire tactics. Every battle report, every patrol log, every supply manifest had been analyzed by human computers. Artificial intelligence systems had learned to think like Empire commanders. Meanwhile, Captain Amy Rodriguez led a team of saboteurs. They did not fight with ships or weapons. They used computers and electronics to attack Empire systems from the inside. "I am in their navigation network," she reported to her team. "I can make their ships go anywhere I want." Amy's fingers flew over her keyboard. She was one of Earth's best computer experts. She had learned to hack into alien systems, using stolen Empire codes. Now she used that knowledge to cause chaos. Empire ships suddenly found themselves flying into asteroid fields. Their navigation systems told them they were going to safe ports, but Amy had changed their destinations. Some ships crashed into planets. Others flew into the dark emptiness between stars and were never seen again. "Next target," Amy announced. Their power grid on the industrial world of Kethmer. The Empire world of Kethmer produced weapons and ships for the alien military. It had millions of workers and hundreds of factories. The power grid that fed these factories was controlled by computers. Amy's team hacked into the power system. With a few keystrokes, they shut down electricity to the entire planet. The factories stopped working. The defense systems went dark. The Empire lost months of production in a single night that Dr. Sophie Miller worked in her secret laboratory. She had finally perfected her nanobots. The tiny machines were smaller than dust particles. They could eat through the special metals the Empire used in their ship hulls. "First test batch is ready," she announced. 10 trillion nanobots programmed to target Empire hull materials. The nanobots were loaded onto human ships. When these ships got close to Empire vessels, they would release clouds of the tiny machines. The nanobots would attach to the alien ships and begin eating through their armor. Captain Nick Torres commanded the UES Defiant. His ship was one of the first to carry Dr. Miller's nanobots. He was about to test them on an Empire patrol. "Empire cruiser detected," reported his weapons officer. "It looks like a standard patrol ship." "Perfect," said Captain Torres. "Release." The nanobots. Millions of tiny machines shot out from the human ship. They were invisible to Empire sensors. The alien captain had no idea his ship was under attack until it was too late. The nanobots worked quickly. They ate through the Empire ship's hull like acid. Air began leaking out. Power systems failed. The proud Empire cruiser became a floating wreck in minutes. "Incredible," whispered Torres. "Dr. Miller's bugs work even better than expected." But the humans were not just fighting with technology. They were fighting with something the Empire could not understand. Every human soldier carried a picture of Katie Sullivan. Every ship had her name painted somewhere. She had become a symbol of everything they were fighting for. Sergeant Mike Johnson led a group of Marines who boarded damaged Empire ships. Their job was to capture alien officers and get information. But they also had another mission. "Remember," Mike told his team, "we are not just soldiers. We are Katie's guardians. We are here to make sure no other human child dies like she did." The Marines fought with a fury that terrified the Empire soldiers. They were not just fighting for victory. They were fighting for every human child who might die if the Empire won. The stolen Empire files had revealed the aliens' true plans. They wanted to enslave human children. They wanted to use them as workers in their mines and factories. The knowledge of this plan spread through human space like wildfire. On Earth, President Ryan Clark addressed the nation. Behind him was a giant picture of Katie Sullivan smiling with her dog Max. "My fellow humans," he said, "we now know the full horror of what the Empire planned for us. They did not just want to kill our children. They wanted to enslave them. Katie Sullivan died to warn us of this evil. We will not let her sacrifice be in vain." Across human space, the response was immediate. More volunteers joined the military. Factories worked around the clock to build ships and weapons. Scientists developed new technologies to fight the aliens. But the most important weapon was not made of metal or energy. It was the memory of a little girl who had died for no reason. Katie Sullivan had united humanity in a way nothing else could. Commander Jake Sullivan, Katie's father, joined the military offensive. He could not stay on New Haven while others fought for his daughter's memory. He commanded a ship called the Katie's Revenge. "This is for you, sweetheart," he whispered as his ship joined the human fleet. "Daddy is going to make sure the bad aliens can never hurt anyone else." The Empire was beginning to understand that they had made a terrible mistake. They had thought killing human children would make humans afraid. Instead, it had awakened something in humanity that the Empire could not fight. The hunt had begun, and humanity would not stop until every Empire ship was destroyed and every alien who had killed human children was brought to justice. The galaxy was about to learn that there were some lines you should never cross. And killing human children was the worst mistake the Empire could have made. The Kepler 442 system became the site of the largest space battle in galactic history. Admiral Zexter arrived with 500 Empire ships. He expected to crush the human rebellion quickly and completely. But the humans were waiting for him. Admiral Kate Morrison commanded the human fleet from the bridge of the UE's Vengeance. She had only 200 ships, but they were unlike anything the Empire had ever faced. Each ship was equipped with the latest human technology. More importantly, each crew was fighting for Katie Sullivan's memory. "Empire fleet detected," reported the sensor officer. 500 ships, all heading our way." "Perfect," said Admiral Morrison. "Let them come. Today, we show them what happens when you kill human children." The Empire ships moved in the traditional formation they had used for thousands of years. Big ships in the center, smaller ones on the outside. They expected the humans to do the same. They were wrong. Instead, the human ships scattered in all directions. They moved in patterns that seemed random or were actually carefully planned. The Empire had never seen tactics like this. "What are they doing?" Admiral Zexter demanded from his flagship. "Why are they not forming a proper battle line?" "Unknown, sir," replied his tactical officer. "Their movements do not match any known battle doctrine." That was because humans had written their own doctrine. They had studied every Empire battle for decades. They knew how the aliens thought. Now they would use that knowledge against them. Commander Nick Torres led the first wave of human ships. His squadron had volunteered for the most dangerous mission. They would ram directly into the Empire fleet and cause as much damage as possible. "Remember," he told his pilots, "we are not trying to survive this. We are trying to make sure Katie Sullivan is remembered. Make every shot count." The Suicide Squadron flew directly at the Empire dreadnoughts. These massive ships were the pride of the alien fleet. They had never been damaged in battle. Today, that would change. Nick's ship, the UES Defiant, crashed into the lead dreadnought at full speed. The explosion was visible from across the star system. The mighty Empire ship broke in half. But Nick was not alone. 20 other human ships followed him, each targeting a different dreadnought. "Impossible," shouted Admiral Zexter. "No species fights like this. They are committing suicide." "They are fighting for their children," said his intelligence officer quietly. "We killed their young. Now they will kill us." The Empire's tactical advantage meant nothing against enemies who did not care about dying. The humans had learned something. The Empire never understood. Sometimes the only way to win was to sacrifice everything. Captain Amy Rodriguez commanded the second wave of human ships. While the Suicide Squadron drew the Empire's attention, her ships attacked from the sides. They used hit-and-run tactics, striking fast and disappearing before the aliens could respond. "Target their command ships," she ordered. "Cut off their heads and the body will die." Her ships fired precisely targeted shots at Empire command centers. The aliens had never faced such accurate fire. Human computers had analyzed every Empire ship design. They knew exactly where to hit for maximum damage. One by one, Empire command ships exploded. Without their leaders, the alien fleet began to lose coordination. Ships crashed into each other. Some fired at their own allies by mistake. Meanwhile, Dr. Sophie Miller's nanobots were doing their deadly work. Human ships had released clouds of the tiny machines throughout the battle zone. The nanobots attached to Empire ships and began eating through their hulls. "What is happening to our ships?" demanded one Empire captain. "The hull is dissolving. Unknown substance attacking our armor," came the reply. "We have no defense against it." The nanobots worked faster than anyone had expected. Empire ships that had ruled the galaxy for centuries became floating scrap metal in minutes. The mighty fleet was dissolving before their eyes. Captain Maria Santos commanded the UES Retribution. Her ship was armed with the most advanced weapons humanity had ever built. She targeted the Empire's largest dreadnought, a ship that carried Admiral Zexter. "This is for Katie," she whispered as she fired. The human weapons were based on technology the Empire had never seen. They punched through alien shields like they were paper. They tore through armor like it was cloth. The Empire's technological advantage was gone, but the humans had more than just better weapons. They had something the Empire could not understand. Every human fighter carried a picture of Katie Sullivan. They fought not just for victory, but for the memory of an innocent child. Sergeant Mike Johnson led a boarding party onto a damaged Empire ship. His Marines moved through the alien corridors like avenging angels. They wore Katie's picture on their armor. They fought with a fury that terrified the Empire soldiers. "Please," begged one alien captain, "we surrender. Show mercy." "You showed no mercy to our children," replied Mike. "You killed Katie Sullivan. You called her vermin. Now you pay the price." The human Marines showed no mercy because the Empire had shown none. They remembered the stolen files that revealed the aliens' plans to enslave human children. They remembered Katie's innocent smile and her terrible death. Across the battle zone, the same scene played out. Human ships struck with precision and determination. They used tactics the Empire had never seen. They fought with weapons the aliens could not counter. Most importantly, they fought for something the Empire could not understand. They fought for love, for family, for the memory of a little girl who had died for no reason. "Sir," reported the Empire tactical officer, "we have lost half our fleet. Recommend immediate retreat." Admiral Zexter looked at the battle display. His mighty fleet was being destroyed by an enemy he had considered insects. Ships that had conquered thousands of worlds were burning in space. "How is this possible?" he whispered. "They are just humans. They should be weak." "They are not weak," said his intelligence officer. "They are parents. We killed their children. Now they will kill us all." The Empire had made a fundamental error. They had thought that killing human children would make humans afraid. Instead, it had awakened something in humanity that the Empire could not fight. Captain Lucy Davis led a squadron of fast attack ships. They hunted the Empire's ships that tried to escape. No alien vessel would leave the battle zone alive. "That one is trying to run," reported her gunner. Empire cruiser heading for the jump point. Not today, said Lucy. Katie's memory will be avenged. Her ships surrounded the fleeing Empire vessel. They fired in perfect coordination. The alien ship exploded in a ball of fire. There would be no survivors to warn the Empire of humanity's true power. The battle raged for 6 hours. When it ended, the Empire's mighty fleet was nothing but wreckage. Of the 500 ships that had arrived, only a few dozen managed to escape. They fled back to Empire space, carrying tales of horror. Admiral Zexter's flagship was crippled and burning. He stood on his bridge, surrounded by the bodies of his crew. Through the broken windows, he could see human ships moving among the wreckage. We underestimated them, he said to his dying tactical officer. We thought they were weak because they cared about their children, but that care made them stronger than we ever imagined. The human ships did not pursue the fleeing Empire vessels. They had made their point. The Empire now knew that killing human children came with a terrible price. Admiral Morrison stood on the bridge of the Vengeance. Around her, the crew cheered their victory. But she felt no joy. Katie Sullivan was still dead. The other children were still gone. Victory could not bring them back. Set course for Empire space, she ordered. We are not finished. Today, we won. A battle. But the war continues until every Empire world understands the price of killing human children. The Battle of Kepler 442 changed everything. For the first time in galactic history, the Empire had been defeated. Their ships were destroyed. Their pride was shattered. Their certainty was gone. But more importantly, the galaxy had learned something new about humans. They were not the weak, frightened species the Empire had thought them to be. When you killed their children, they became something else entirely. Became humanity's wrath made manifest. And that wrath would not be satisfied until justice was done. The tide of war had turned. The Empire was no longer the hunter. They had become the hunted. And humanity would not stop until every alien who had killed human children was brought to justice. Katie Sullivan's memory lived on in every human heart. Her innocent smile had become a symbol of everything they were fighting for. The Empire had killed her thinking it would make humans.